Mike Stier, Director and CEO of SAGA Metals, joins me now. It's our first chance getting to speak with you about SAGA, Mike, so could you please start us off with an introduction?
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks so much for having me on. So Michael Stier, as you mentioned, Director, CEO of SAGA Metals. Myself and Michael Garrigan, our Chief Geological Officer and Director, we founded the company back in January of 2023. And we built a portfolio of assets, providing investors sort of a unique ability to be diversified in the critical mineral space within a very tight-knit geographical location. So we have one project in Quebec, and we've got 4 projects in Labrador.
Can you tell us a bit more about the project portfolio, maybe touch on Labrador as a mining jurisdiction?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got lithium, uranium, titanium, vanadium, and iron. So again, diversified portfolio across about 5 different elements. We really honed in on Labrador being the jurisdiction that we wanted to focus in on the most. Michael Garrigan, he was kind of surrounding his thesis. He had this very strong belief that Labrador as a jurisdiction is very overlooked, very underexplored. Has had a couple of major rushes in its history. Obviously, one of the most famous ones being the Voisey's Bay discovery back in the mid-90s. But there's still tons of ground, very prospective ground that's available. And we've added that ground to our portfolio, and specifically within the critical mineral space, which, as you know, is a very, very hot topic right now.
Absolutely. North America and critical minerals certainly getting a lot of attention these days. Can we talk a bit more in depth about your Radar project? I understand it's a bit of a flagship.
Yeah, absolutely. 2025 was a pretty big year for us in the Radar project. We did our maiden drill program on the Hawkeye zone back in early 2025, and we followed that up, given the success of it, with the beginning of our mineral resource estimate drill program in the latter part of 2025. So to add a little bit more context to that, we did about 2,200 meters of drilling in the Hawkeye zone. That really confirmed for us the strong correlation between the titanium, vanadium, and iron in the system, and essentially just proved that, yes, it was there. And so the Trapper zone is about 6 kilometers linearly away from the Hawkeye zone. But if you take a look at our maps, you can see that it represents about a 16-kilometer oxide layering strike. And so we went back there in the latter part of 2025, given the fact that the soil samples, grab samples, and geophysics really pointed to a very strong magnetic system within this Trapper zone. Has just over about a 3-kilometer strike length. And so the drilling that we accomplished, again, about 2,000 meters in the latter part of 2025, we're able to put a cross-section over the northern section of the Trapper zone, and then a cross-section over the south. And then we've now headed, obviously, into further drilling in 2026, where we've put another, what we've reported on that we put another 1,250 meters already in about the first 10 days on site back up and drilling in 2026. So very impressive in terms of being able to complete 7 holes in that period of time. And really what we're able to confirm for shareholders and prospective investors is, of the 22 holes that we've reported on to date, we've confirmed and hit extensive mineralization in all 22 holes. So again, just kind of highlighting success of 2025 and obviously heading now into 2026.
Well, it certainly sounds like Radar is on quite a fast track. Can you tell us about what else is to come in 2026 at this project and elsewhere?
Yeah, absolutely. So major catalysts this year for the Radar project is finishing that mineral resource estimate drill program. And again, what people really need to realize here is that it's not exploratory drilling. We're not trying to find the system. We know where the system is. It's very apparent. It's just about gridding out and drilling the entire system and completing that mineral resource estimate drill program. So we expect that to occur in the first half of 2026. With the latter part of 2026 focused on completing the 43-101 technical report associated with that mineral resource estimate. And then something else that not a lot of companies do at this earlier stage is getting very in depth into the metallurgical work associated with the project. And so we've already started on that with the core from the Hawkeye zone. And as we've been getting core in the latter part of 2025 and now here in Q1 of 2026, starting that work on the core coming out of the Trapper zone. And so that second half of 2026 will really be about being able to present a package of not only potentially a robust resource estimate, but along with that, the necessary metallurgical processing to allow people to understand the recoverability of the titanium, vanadium, and iron associated with this intrusion.
Well, Mike, thank you so much for telling us the SAGA story and for putting radar on our radar. We look forward to speaking to you again soon.
Absolutely. Thanks again for having me on.